Welcome to the Geekly blog. I'm your host, JT Johnson. I know I haven't done a video in a while on this channel. Hopefully this is the beginning of a change for that. You may see something of a bit of a different background eventually because I might have to move all this to the back where I can have some privacy. But right now, I like the background. I like the Pops background. Today I'm here to do a review. It's actually a video review for a written review that I've also done over at thegeeklyblog.com. Link in the description below. I'll try to leave a link to both the site and that specific review. And that review is for the NES Classic Edition. This is Nintendo's tribute to the 1985 Nintendo Entertainment System. And it's pretty cool. But the reason I haven't done a review until now, a month after its release, is because I just got one. Thank you, Shaggy and Shelby. They're a couple of friends of mine that actually went out and found one of these a week before Christmas just to get it for me for the holidays. And it was tough for them to get it as it is for everybody else. But it's kind of appropriate that I'm doing this review now because I feel like the dam's about to break. I feel like once the holiday season is out, we're going to see a lot more of these pop up. You're going to see these in every store imaginable. You won't be able to go to a electronics department anywhere without seeing one of these. This is what I'm talking about. This is the box for what I'm talking about, the NES Classic Edition. You might see me looking down here. I got a little preview here. I've also got notes off to the side, so if you see me just kind of looking down, I'm just maybe getting back on track for where I am in the review. This shouldn't be a long review. It should be about 5 minutes. But as you can see, it's a throwback. I mean, this looks very similar to the box that the original system came in. And it's I'm having a lot of fun with it, to be honest with you. I do have a couple minor issues. The first one being the availability of it. Nintendo, get off your asses and make more. However, the other problem I'll get to a little bit later when I get to a certain piece of hardware. If you've seen other reviews on this, you might know what that already is. But this is the system itself. That's it. Looks like a little miniature NES. In fact, some people call this an NES Mini. I prefer Classic Edition. I think that suits it well. It's got 2 ports for 2 controllers. It comes with a controller. You can buy the controller separately though for $10. The game selection is great. There are 30 classic titles on here. You've got the 3 Marios, you got 2 Zeldas, you got 2 Castlevanias, you got a Ninja Gaiden, you got Mega Man 2, you've got Final Fantasy, Star Tropic, and even some of those early launch titles that I actually quite enjoy, like Balloon Fight. I didn't think I would enjoy Balloon Fight that much, but I actually do. Then there's also Excite Bike, which I've always loved anyway. Double Dragon 2, the best Double Dragon. It's got a lot of good games here. And also, at $60, I mean, that's $2 per game. That's a great, great value. Because if you get them on the Wii U or the Nintendo 3DS, if they're even there, I think most of these titles, if not all of them, are available now. But you're going to be paying about $5 per game. So that's a $150 value for $60. But that does lead to one little note. If you already own these games in some way, like through the Wii U or the 3DS, or if you are lucky enough, like I used to have the original hardware with the cartridges, this may not be for you. You're already covered. But for someone like me, I had to get rid of all my retro gaming stuff last year, or earlier this year. We're still in 2016, unfortunately. This was great for me. I wanted this. I was probably going to wait till after Christmas to go looking for it just because of its availability. And I'm so glad I got it. I've been having so much fun. I've spent hours playing a sampling of all 30 games and then playing a lot of Mario and a lot of Punch-Out. I didn't think I'd be playing much Punch-Out. But it's perfect. And what's even better is to play another game, you have to get up and reset the system. You know, just like when you had to get up and take the cartridge out and put a new cartridge in, you have to reset the system to take you back to the menu and select your next game. The great thing is that each game does have 4 static save points. When you reset the game, it remembers the last game you were at, and you can just simply drop down, and there's 4 slots for that particular game, and you can choose to save that save state permanently. That's a nice feature. I'm glad that's there, because we're people on the go. Adults are going to play with this more than kids, I think. And one of the biggest flaws in Nintendo games was that you couldn't save. Now, of course, that's nothing new. You can do that on the Wii U and then 3DS today as well. But you can definitely do it on this little contraption as well. The graphics look great. There are actually 3 display settings. There's 4x3, which is the one I prefer more than the other 2. The other one is called Pixel Perfect, and it just felt weirdly smooth, and it didn't seem right. It just didn't look right. Like that, it could look right maybe to newer gamers who are playing these for the first time, but for me, a guy who used to play these back in the day, 4x3 works better if I want crisp graphics, because it hooks up HDMI. I hear it's only like 720p. I always forget my numbers, but anyway, that's still way better than what they used to be. However, there is a really cool display setting called CRT, and it'll put in the interlaced lines, and it'll look like an old-fashioned television. By the way, I am noticing in my monitor here the colors make fade, and I can't help that. I'm using QuickTime right now instead of a real camera, and so it's auto-adjusting the images. I'm trying my best to actually stay kind of still so it'll stay consistent, but I've noticed that, so just in case you see that, gonna have to kind of put up with it for right now. But yeah, I prefer the 4x3 overall, but the CRT is a nice little throwback. Now we get to the one problem, and that is the controller. Now, the controller itself, operation-wise, works perfectly. I mean, it is a Nintendo controller. You can't help but feel like you're back in the past when you play it. Unfortunately, that's the length of the cord. That's the big problem with this system. And I know why it's this length. This end here plugs into a Wii remote. It's the same type of connection. It's not the traditional one from the old system. That's because you can plug this into a Wii remote if you want to play your NES games that you have on the Wii U. Again, this is available separate, $10. You can buy an extra controller. So actually, if you have the games already, you don't want the system, you can get this separately. But they're about as available as the damn system right now. The problem is they use the cord length for a nunchuck. That's the issue. That's why it's like that. Because in a nunchuck, you can just plug it into the Wii remote, set the remote to your side, and you're playing. They should have made a longer cord. However, there is a solution, but it's going to cost you at least $10 extra from what I can see online, $9 to $10. And that is, third parties have made extension cords. The one I was talking about that's $9 is 6 feet long, which is probably what I'll end up getting. But the one that I may also end up getting is the 10-foot one. But it is, I think I saw $18.99 somewhere around there. There's plenty of them on Amazon from various people. But they sell out pretty quickly as well, because people are quickly realizing that this cord is too damn short. Let's see here. That's about it on my notes. That's really about it for the review. I will say this is a fantastic system. I do recommend it ultimately, but you're going to have to get an extension cord or even a wireless controller. I saw a third-party company has already made a wireless controller. I want this, so I'm just going to get the extension cord. I actually hope Nintendo continues this. In terms of, I hope maybe this year they'll do a Super Nintendo, maybe next year they'll do a Nintendo 64. Though I hope they learn their lesson from the backlash they're getting on this, from the availability. If this was a new console like the Nintendo Switch, you would see us waiting for that. We'll still get that if there's a shortage of them. But that's a brand new system. This is a throwback system. It's a dedicated console for $60. don't really have to have it, to be honest. So there's some people that Nintendo, they may just give up, and you're losing out on sales because of that. So get more of them out there. If you do a Super Nintendo N64, get more of these out there. I mean, I want everybody to have one of these. If anything, just for the novelty of it. It would be awesome to have like this and a little Super Nintendo, a little N64 together. I think it would be great. It would be a nice little display. That's part of it. The novelty is a part of it. But I've got hours worth of gameplay in this little box, and that's fantastic. So I definitely recommend the Nintendo Entertainment System Classic Edition. Now, before I leave, I'm going to go ahead and throw in a little mini review here at the end, a little bonus review for Doctor Who. It returned last night with its 12th Christmas special, The Return of Dr. Mysterio. And this time it sees the Doctor basically team up with a superhero that he helped create in the story. It was a nice little story, and not having any Doctor Who this year, I was very grateful to see it. However, it could have just been an episode of Doctor Who. The fact that it was set in Christmas was very inconsequential. That's why I think certain Christmas specials, like the Christmas Invasion, which was David Tennant's first full adventure, and Last Christmas, are superior Christmas specials. And also Matt Smith's Christmas Carol. I thought that's probably my favorite one, actually. But this one was good. The acting was good. There was this weird sort of goofy Christopher Reeve Superman film vibe with the superhero story. Some aliens from the previous special return in this one. They're the threat this time. And Nardole, played by Matt Lucas from The Husbands of River Song. That damn color. Anyway, he returns. And actually, a nice little treat is that he's going to be in the new season along with the new companion, Bill, who will be introduced in April when this show returns for Series 10. Overall, I give the Christmas special a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I give the NES Classic Edition 4 out of 5. Gotta fix that cord length. But I absolutely love it. And once again, I want to thank Shaggy and Shelby out there for getting it for me. And to all my friends who helped them try to track it down, including Sean, Courtney, and Jamie. So I just want to give them a shout out. And also a belated Merry Christmas to everybody. And again, I hope to do more of these videos. I hope to be a little bit more polished in my presentation, not just technically, but also with me as well. I'm getting used to this, and I hope you enjoy it. If you do like this, please like, share, and of course, subscribe to the channel. Because I want to do more of this. I really enjoyed this. I've been trying to get to it for a while, but it's just been kind of difficult throughout this year. There's been a lot of distractions and just a lot of things that kind of got in the way. And I was also still trying to figure out what the site was and all of that stuff. But I'm finally getting started because I want 2017 to be awesome. You'll mostly probably get little 5-minute film reviews. This video is 13 minutes. It's a little bit longer because I'm reviewing a system. But in the future, it shouldn't be that much. Anyway, thank you. Have a good night, or good day, or good morning, or whenever you're watching this. And I will talk to you later. Thank you, and have a